My hair in the last year and my nails have gone insane with growth. And the two things that have changed the last 2 years, actually. I always had pretty good hair growth. It was never a problem for me. Yeah. Except I think in my 40s, around perimenopause, it started to shed. But the last 2 years, especially, things that I've done, I put my hormones back. Thyroid, that's a huge one. But I'd already done that. And then I started adding our optimized proteins.
Yeah.
I was already taking collagen all these years and I had pretty good growth. But that sent it insane along with kefir. Those two things, kefir and optimized proteins, I don't even know what to do about my hair and nails. Yeah. They're growing so quickly. They're so healthy. My hair is so... I don't know. I've got fine hair, but it just grows and grows like it. And it's insane. I don't hardly get any shedding.
This is The Poddy with Serene
and Pearl.
Get it right. Poddy.
It's the Trim Healthy Podcast. Pop on in here, you wild women, because we've got a great show, and we do have a listener question that came in. But before we do that, I have an NSV, which for the rookies stands for non-skill victory, to share.
I'd love to hear it.
And it may sound like not much, but that's what we got to learn to celebrate, especially for the turtles out there who are slow losers, who their body takes time. I'm a slow gainer.
Me too.
And so I can identify on the opposite end of the spectrum with the slow losers. And you have to celebrate tiny things. That's what I've learned to do as a slow gainer, is to celebrate little victories rather than always looking to like wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and be like, oh, there it is, like overnight. It's just like every day I notice something. But today's non-skill victory is in the past 12 months. It's going to sound like nothing. I've gained 4 pounds.
That's great.
But guess what? I bet you it's solid muscle.
It's all muscle.
That's
because
fantastic.
4 pounds is so jolly hard to gain when it's lean body mass.
That's brilliant.
That's really good, Dan.
And
it feels good.
Before we move on, I actually have something I want to bring.
Okie doke.
Got sent to my house from the podcast Acclaim Society.
I didn't know there was such.
There is. Yeah. It's the PAC. Podcast Acclaim Society.
Society? S.
PAS.
Where are you from?
So I can tell she's making this up right now.
You're from Australia, aren't you?
No, it's the PAS. You've never heard about it? No. They are them. You know, it's like they say. Haven't you heard that they say they are them? The PAS.
Okay. Whoa.
And they've been tracking everybody, and they've been tracking us, and they know how wonderful we are. And they know the things that we have accomplished in life, and they know our acclaim.
Have they given us
and
some
what
acclaim?
Do we get?
Yes. Nate, can you pass me the bag that's on that chair over there?
They sent us
how come I didn't get it? And they were
accolades.
Because they know I'm the boss.
Accolades, awards, recognition.
And because of all my recognition as being, out there on the internet for all the terrible things I've done in life.
They sent it to you.
The government knows where I live.
we know
GCS
that.
has been out every year. Yeah. So I'm just on the radar of
this?
them,
Sparkly
Would you
bag?
like to open it,
This was,
Dan?
Oh.
This was sent to you, though. Is this for Dan and I, or just for you?
No, it's for us. It's for
them.
the Trim Healthy Poddy.
From them.
From them. The PAS, Podcast Acclaim Society.
Goodness gracious.
I just don't know if you're real serious or not. I have no idea.
Serious. We have
because I feel like the Podcast Acclaim Society wouldn't get their bag from Walmart. That's definitely from Walmart.
No.
That's definitely from Walmart.
No. I put it in the bag.
Oh.
It was sent in a government box.
Serene.
THM and marker. That's
No, look what it says at the top.
Hold on, that's some Sharpie right there.
2018, the
Top
podcast
It's the
award.
top, not number one, the top.
Top podcast award.
And it still remembers the 2018.
2018.
Yes. Well, I'm just saying it's been a long time coming. You know how sometimes you don't get your IRS check?
Yeah.
Till a few years later?
This is epic.
Oh my god.
Well, it's for this. I got sent it, and so.
And the handwriting is amazing. The
Wow.
Sharpie
No, but look at the Golden Globe Award of the podcast.
Is that super light, like real plastic?
Here, get a piece.
No. That's the real thing. It's gold plate.
No, you can tell that's 14 karat.
Well, sorry for you guys that are not watching on the YouTube. This is a gold-plated microphone.
Wow.
It says Top Podcast Award 2018 THM, written
and
not in Sharpie.
Your name is on there too.
Yeah, no,
Jenny,
they put
Pearl
my
and
name on
Serene.
it.
This, of course, would not be written in black Sharpie by Serene.
No. They etched.
I did not do this. I promise before the Lord. It's actually one of our listeners sent it in.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I thought it was fantastic.
It's great.
And when they sent it in to me. They actually wanted you there when I opened it, but you weren't there over the weekend. You were gone. And I said, I have to open this on the podcast.
Thank you, listener. Hey, we should take turns to have it in our house.
We have to trade up. Or we could put it right here in the middle of the coffee
That's
table.
true.
Yeah.
Would we put it there?
I'm flabbergasted.
It's actually Alison Shetler Pearl.
Aww.
Yeah.
I love it. And she's got the right terminology.
Oh, yeah. Top podcast award. She's
Flabbergasted.
been hearing us announce our incredible victory of 2018, how we were the top podcast in the health and wellness space, and how we never let people forget that.
No, but then Huberman took us over. That dreaded
Yeah, no, but that's okay. He tweren't there in 2018. He was
there.
under us.
Yeah.
He was under our feet.
I can't even just casually say his name. Huberman.
So now we will remember our glory right there.
We will never forget our glory.
What?
Hey, but what about my NSV?
Come again?
I have an NSV too.
Come on with
Worked out this morning. Did an upper body.
Yeah.
Now, when I first started an upper body, because I had lost so much lean body mass. First of all, I started off weak. Never a strong person. Then went through that ectomorph.
Self-encouragement.
No, I'm just speaking realities here. Went through menopause, got even weaker. Lost so much lean body mass. So when I first started on upper bodies to curl, I had to use just 10 pounders.
Ooh.
Then I graduated to 12 pounders. Thought I'm doing pretty well here. I could do 15s with what are those things, jolly things called?
I don't know what position
we call
you're
them.
in.
We call them dumbbells.
Yeah,
Are you
but
doing a push press, or are you actually in a hip hinge and you're doing a
Stop
a
using
pull?
your big words. We know you
I
work
ain't
out.
got no hip
flies. No.
Flies are this.
Okay, whatever. I know them when
the chest pulls.
Yeah. Anyway.
How many more workout names do you know?
I
It's
shouldn't
not even anything.
Can you do it alphabetically?
Oh, okay. What about these? What are these called when you raise your arm?
Military press.
Okay,
Oh,
press. I
course.
could do 15s for press, but I could only curl 12s for 3 sets.
Dang.
15s today, baby.
Hey,
Love
15s.
it.
That's good.
I know.
It's really good.
Stepped
Oh, by the
up.
way, just thinking about exercise and thinking about the gym, a simple thing that I really wasn't doing.
Okay.
I wasn't really into. But just we're at this meeting the other day. You know, it's that one with all of us there, the Ben Stewart and everything, and Ron, good old Ron.
Who works for us?
Yeah, well, he's like head of Trim Healthy, right?
Love
Right.
Ron.
Head
Heads
of
up Trim Healthy.
receiving, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was talking about how he was feeling sick for a long while, and his whoever, I don't know what he went to, some kind of like health person.
Yeah.
Told him about the vagus nerve stretch,
Oh,
where you
yeah.
kind of push your whole neck and head back so you get the 3 chins.
Like this?
Totes. Yeah, I don't even want to do it. It's
Do it.
It does
Why don't
not
you wanna
look
do
good.
it?
Do it.
You know, like anyway, but I did it with a resistance band because good old Cal, which is on our
Trainer Cal.
Trainer Cal, which is doing our Tribe Healthy workouts with us. He knows a bit about everything, you know, and especially when it comes to fitness. And so he said, no, you do that kind of thing with the resistance band, and it really trains the neck, makes you have a strong neck, and positions your head in a really good place. Well, what I've noticed is that I've always had this weak neck. Like if I'm tired, you know, I do the chin jut. And pretty much as a tall person, the chin jut can make the gut jut.
Ah, yeah.
Because if your chin is jut and your
You're
neck's
like that.
asleep, if your neck's asleep,
Yeah.
your whole torso is asleep.
Yeah, look.
But
Go from here
and then
up
if you
there.
put up like that, it just aligns your whole torso into incredible strength. So I've started at the end of each workout, I do like 10 sets of this resistant band vagal nerve stretch. Would you call it, Pearl?
It gets your back.
I've
too.
never tried it. I want to. Can you take me home and show me
then
it?
When you're just holding your own form, it feels like it's a normal way to hold your neck. It's so
But
much
I
more
don't want to
graceful.
show 3 chins all the time.
No, it doesn't. When you lift your head, like it doesn't, because you're not doing it to the extreme. You're just doing it. See how different it is?
Yeah.
And see how that looks more sophisticated
Yeah.
and graceful? Look, normally I'm listening to you guys and I'm like,
You tend to
but
cock
if
your
I
neck.
do this, it just doesn't. Do I look more like
You do. Looks
better?
lovely. Can you show me it after we're
And
finished?
so look into it, guys. I don't.
Well,
really,
you know what? We should bring it to our Tribe Healthy
We'll
workouts.
bring it.
They
Yeah.
teach you that in like if you're getting your headshot, people naturally have their are like sit like almost like lounging their head on their neck, and they
like
teach you
balancing
to
it there.
look down and push. You know, it just kind of positions you.
Yeah.
Can you show us right now for our YouTube? Just you'll have to talk amongst yourself, our listeners. But Danny, would you show us your best angle for when you take headshots for your Hollywood Dan career?
Yeah. Show us your Hollywood Dan.
Best look.
Yeah.
The thing is the photographer has to position you.
I know, but
You
just
don't know
give
your
it. Just
best
look in the camera right now. And best look.
Okay,
Best
so
Hollywood Dan
If
look.
you were selling this shirt,
Yeah.
no, actually better, the back of your book, your next book. You know.
Oh, yeah, my
the
headshot.
headshot for.
so for one, like
Old Money is the name of your book.
Old Money by Dan Valdez. You would come into the camera and you would, if they're
I
just
don't
like,
want to play by play. I just want to see it.
okay, well you go from like just like
Yeah.
You're still play by play.
okay, well okay, A, okay, and then B. You see the difference? A. I'm tired of life.
Yeah.
And then B, you'll buy anything I have to sell. You see that?
I do see it. That's
Yeah.
actually
That's
really
good.
good.
And I feel like the neck was positioned in that vagal,
Yep.
the vagal.
That's
area.
excellent. Okay, Dan, so we got a listener question, and you did well last week on that, so you kind of graduated.
I graduated to a proper question where they summarize. Hey there, I was wondering if Serene and Pearl could please talk about healthcare or foods that support healthy hair. Serene has lovely hair.
I know. Poor Pearl.
Pearl really chooses them.
I wanted you to read that because there was no mention of Pearl's hair.
Yeah.
Nothing.
They want you both to talk about healthcare or food. She appreciates your wisdom. But on to Serene. Serene has lovely hair.
is crap.
Yeah.
Well, I just feel like I got given $1 million because I'm always told that I'm the prepubescent show host and all that. So I just feel vindicated.
No, I mean, why go out of
If
your
I'm
way?
prepubescent, at least I got good hair, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even think I have good hair, so the Lord just
Woo,
gave me a treat.
I'm just going to brush my hair to
Yeah.
make it worthy. And I don't have a brush, so I'm going to use a clip.
Just use that to brush your crappy
That might
hair.
be the secret. Maybe you need a brush.
Right now, for those people not viewing, I am brushing my hair with a claw.
She's brushing her.
She really is the mummy of all the podcasts, right?
I
Because
care
she
about
always
our
cares
listeners
about
and viewers.
The
Yeah.
audio people.
You
She
guys
cares.
care about yourselves.
Yeah, I do.
I care about the listener and viewer.
I'm just like, toughen up, Buttercup.
The spotlight is as the spotlight does. I didn't choose this. Did you?
No, it chose me.
It lands on you. They pointed it at you.
Go, Jen.
All right. God, when I'm done looking at all that crappy hair over there, I'm going to read this question. All right. I desperately want my hair to grow long and healthy. I've been eating THM for 7 or 8 years, which has changed my life and brought so much healing. Yet I don't seem to gain much length in my hair. This last year, I've researched a bit on hair care and changed how I look after it, and have seen a bit of increase in length. However, it's falling out at a great pace.
Age. Love to know age.
That's all. And she is, what's her name?
I got to finish the
Oh,
question.
sorry.
I know it seems a bit of a shallow question,
We love
Not
that.
at all.
but
I'm just saying, these things are the things we think about. Well, if you're a normal woman.
yeah,
Right?
I think women think about this and they're
shallow.
just afraid to talk
We
about
should
it.
make
Just
this a whole hair
just
care
being
potty.
Being of the feminine sex. We
It
think
ain't
about stuff
shallow.
like that.
Hair grows out of your head. Let's look after it.
Yeah.
But surely if I'm eating well, one should see results in the hair ? Some tips would be much appreciated, but also understand with the amount of questions coming in that this is probably not a very important one.
I love that you chose it, Pearl. You're even loving her for hating your hair. Like,
She didn't hate my hair. She just forgot to say how
I
gorgeous
know,
it was.
But as the feminine
I
sex
know that
knows,
for sure.
If you leave something out, it's usually...
No, it's not.
This is from
No, she loves your hair.
Hannah from New Zealand down under.
Good. We love you, Hannah, because you're obviously family
Yeah.
coming from Kiwi land.
So much to unpack.
Can Such a trendy word.
I'm funny
It might
today.
be a bit untrendy.
You
It's
gotta
the
you
testosterone.
gotta
I
admit
love
I'm
it.
funny.
Will you always double pump, please?
But Hannah, you've come to the right show. Huh? We got your answer. Hair, toenails.
Even though it's 2024, we still got your answer.
Yeah. Hey, if it's good enough for 2018, I mean, it's just numbers. You know, I mean, the reality is if we're number one at 2018, just because people aren't listening to us as much doesn't mean that we're not still number one.
That is actually not true. We just got overtaken by other podcasts. We actually have a very robust listenership.
And they probably just have such great like pushers that know how to.
We don't have their marketing budget.
That's right. See, what is our marketing
got
budget?
to be wide.
Zero.
Our marketing budget is at like $0.00.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
But did they have this?
They don't have that.
No.
But you know,
Can
the
we talk to Hannah
the
now? because-
PAS knows about us. That's all I know.
The PAC. That's it. That's it forever. It's the Podcast Accolades Society, the PAC.
And I homeschool.
How do you spell society?
I know it's spelled
COS.
with an S. Now listen, we're gonna really rabbit trail now. People, listen to me. I know it's spelled with an S, but when I was like saying out the letters, I got a dyslexic moment. People think I'm uneducated. Guess why? They said.
Guess
"She
why?
says
Because you're
woman when
uneducated."
She's talking about women. Can I tell you that it is an accent thing? I know how to spell woman with an EN when talking about many. One woman is an AN, but in my accent, you just say it all the same way. Now, you guys say aluminum.
Yeah.
We say aluminium or aluminium. Take your choice.
We say aluminium. And we
So-
say tuna.
Yeah, and so if it's, I don't care if I say woman for women. I just never say women. It doesn't go in my accent, but I know how to spell it.
But
okay, everybody?
that really relates to hair care.
Well, it's just now they're going to double the PAC onto the women thing, and it's all. Do you know that there was a whole Facebook thread?
About how dumb you are?
Yeah.
How would you say women in your accent? I guess you wouldn't.
I just and
Woman.
They said Pearl does it too. They said
I
Pearl
do.
and Serene just say woman.
I
but you
always
see,
thought
Same thing.
It didn't bother me in the least because I know how smart I am.
I thought
Yeah.
it was because you were unschooled.
Well, it's just that I had a bunch of people coming for 4th of July weekend. What did they talk to me about?
Woman.
Oh, do you know about that Facebook screed that went on and on and on and on and on about, you know?
Hey, can I ask you something about those women that came for 4th of July?
We had
I
a lot
like
of people
those ones.
defending
No, let me ask
us.
you.
A
Did
lot of
they
people,
receive a PAC award?
Do you know what I said to them? And I wasn't trumping my own horn or anything. I said, I don't give a blimmin' flip. Like, all
Blimmin'
these
flip.
people going on about how I'm uneducated. I don't care if I didn't graduate
Serene.
grammar school. We've got a book on, what is that place? That was,
Amazon.
no. Good old
New York Times.
New York Times bestseller book. So
Serene,
who cares if I can't
Serene,
spell?
do not worry. I saw that thread. There
Yeah.
were so many people defending us. They were saying,
Oh,
hey.
see, I didn't see it. I was just told about
That's
it.
the way they say it. People from down under say it like that. Some said, not everyone down under, because our mum always told us, no, it's women, girls.
Yes,
But
but
we went to school down under and it was woman.
And guess what I want to say? When you're down under, you also say, oh, I'm going to go to hospital or I'm going to go to university. You don't put the that in there. There's cultural differences in speech. So it sounds like we're dumb, like, I'm going to hospital. Like we're leaving out the that. No, because we thought you were all a bunch of weirdos putting a that in when we came. Remember that, Pearl friend?
Yeah.
People around here say, did you get it from the Kroger's?
Yeah, they do.
And it's just called Kroger. You can say, it just sounds, they can't accept that it's like, did you get it from Kroger?
But may I speak about hair?
Yeah, but
Because
can
I want to talk to Hannah.
Can I answer this question a little bit first? And you answered a lot of last week's
It's
questions.
true.
I just want to say this. There are so many factors that come into hair. But we don't know what you're eating like. We don't know if you're low carbing, and don't get your feelings hurt. You may not be. But if you are low carbing for a long time, it does affect your hair. We don't know if you're over exercise and under eating. We don't know. That affects your hair. We don't know if you have a genetic stage where your hair stops growing. It doesn't matter how healthy you are. A lot of people healthy just don't get it past a certain level. The hair just says, I'm done. This is where I like you to sit, right? We just don't know if you have extra fine hair and you live in New Zealand. But if you live in just a climate, or you have very mineral rich water that's very harsh and is coating your hair and we don't know what kind of shampoo you're using. We don't know any of this stuff. So it's going to be super hard to fine tune your particular reason, but we'll talk about something.
But
Yeah,
isn't it
I think I
mostly-
can do it.
Is it mostly hormone related?
Well, that's
not
not at all,
necessarily.
not necessarily, but we are going to talk about that. So I want to start off. We don't know how old you are.
We don't know if she's recently dyed her hair.
I know.
Home
Okay,
dyed,
but let me be
we don't know.
let me be a scientist. If you had long and healthy hair and at age 44 you suddenly don't,
that could be
is that
hormone.
hormone related?
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
But can I talk? We don't know your age, Hannah. So I'm assuming you're
I see her
30s,
like 27.
40s. No, that's because Hannah's a young sounding name.
I know, and I knew a 27-year-old.
Yeah.
You just see her at 27?
Yeah, I kind of do, but then my logical brain said she's more like 30s, 40s.
Hannah was in the Old Testament.
That's
Yeah.
true.
It's not a young name.
Yeah, maybe she's 1,000.
She's
Yeah.
at least 1,000.
This is what I want to say. All those things Serene said are accurate, but the first thing I'll go to is just a lackluster thyroid.
Yes.
It's probably one of the hugest, has the hugest impact on hair. And the other thing is weight loss, but we'll get to that.
And too much stress and all that.
Yeah, so I would look into your thyroid function, and I would get your
I'm writing this down.
TSH, free T3, and reverse T3
Which
tested.
is really important, the reverse.
And if you're not in the top quarter of the range for free T3, and if you're not
Tell them what that is, because some doctors like, you're in perfect range. And
okay,
they don't know.
so you
They
really,
don't
if
know.
you've got really robust thyroid function and it's well working, and you won't have hair falling out typically, you'll be about 3.5 to 4.5, or 3.5 to 4
on
with
the free T3.
on the free T3. Your TSH will usually be below 2 if it's fine, and your reverse T3 will be usually below 12, but below 15 is usually okay. So if you get those tested and they all come back like just what I said, then then it's probably not your thyroid, okay? But let's talk about weight loss. You said you've been doing THM for many years. Have you been slowly losing weight over those years? Because
Or has she recently gone
Yes.
back on the bandwagon and done a big, quick, fast drop again? Which it's when it's fast. That doesn't the liver have to kind of take a
Yes.
rest? And, yeah.
And fast weight loss especially, it's just a given. Your hair will shed. There's seasons in life when hair is shed. I don't know if you've had
After
babies
pregnancy,
recently,
yeah.
That's a normal time for hair to shed, and then in pregnancy it bounces back and, really grows.
And apparently you don't, and I don't know to the full truth of this, but what I've heard, and I haven't just checked it out, but what I've heard all my life is that in pregnancy you don't have the same fall cycle. You just have more grow cycle. So that kind of just all happens afterwards. You have the fall
Yeah.
in the postpartum season.
For sure. And some of the other things were, we don't know how old you are, but if you are in perimenopause and losing estrogen little by little, that's huge for your
And
hair.
of course.
Estrogen is hair pro-growth like thyroid.
And if you had your thyroid test and it was all wonderful back in your youth, but now you're over 40, once you're over 40, you go through not just menopause, but thyroid pause. And you oftentimes, as you're getting up there, closer to the 50s, you've lost 40% of your thyroid function, correct, Pearl?
Well, once you're about 50, your typical thyroid hormone ranges will come in the bottom 25%. So, yeah, almost 75% loss. But those are the things that we could talk about. We would want you to address first, but now we can talk about just ways that are beneficial,
And
things
can I
that
just
you
say
could
too,
do.
Like water too is a huge
Yeah.
thing. I know people with lustrous, gorgeous hair. Then they go to the city. They were on spring water or well water at their farm, and then they go to the city, and the city water just really wrecks their hair. And so it can be of so many factors.
And also, I don't know if it's curly or straight. Curly hair is hard to grow. I mean,
Yeah.
my daughter-in-law, Megan, has the most gorgeous head of hair.
And it stays the same thing.
It's so hard to grow it because it just
Yeah.
doesn't grow. It just curls. So I don't know about all those things. But here's what I've noticed. You said you've been on THM a long time. Have you been having adequate protein on THM? Because I did THM in the early days, and I wasn't a protein nerd. And my hair growth was not as robust as it is now.
And are you having enough animal products
Yes.
as well? Not just animal protein, which Pearl's talking about right now, but also animal fats. Because when I was vegan, lackluster of the protein and the animal fats, my hair was dry and brittle and constantly knotting up and so thin on the ends and wouldn't grow.
Here's two things. Yes, I remember it. Two things.
It's like electrocuted.
My hair in the last year and my nails have gone insane with growth. And the two things that have changed the last 2 years, actually. I always had pretty good hair growth. It was never a problem for me. Yeah. Except I think in my 40s, around perimenopause, it started to shed. But the last 2 years, especially things that I've done, I put my hormones back, thyroid, that's a huge one. But I'd already done that. And then I started adding our optimized proteins.
Yeah.
I was already taking collagen all these years and I had pretty good growth. But that sent it insane along with kefir. Those two things, kefir and optimized proteins, I don't even know what to do about my hair and nails.
Yeah.
They're growing so quickly. They're so healthy. My hair is so I don't know. I've got fine hair, but it just grows and grows and it's insane. I don't hardly get any
Pearl,
shedding.
Your hair is gorgeous.
No, I know she thinks yours is gorgeous, but I'm not saying mine doesn't have to be gorgeous. I'm just saying
gorgeous.
It's very pro-growth now.
I find it gorgeous.
Thank you. But all I'm saying is, now you're in New Zealand, you probably cannot get our optimized proteins, but you could get some essential amino acids and maybe even add it to your whey over there.
Yeah. And
New Zealand has some good whey.
Right. And even if she gets, am I allowed to break it down a little bit? Even if she gets freeform lutein and adds a little bit of that and freeform glycine and adds a little bit of that.
What would you do to each serving, Serene, of whey?
I think if you did a quarter of a cup, say 2 tablespoons of whey, tablespoons of whey, I would put in half a teaspoon of lutein and 1 teaspoon of glycine.
That much? 1 teaspoon?
Half a teaspoon.
Half a teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of glycine.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how many times a day she's going to have that. If she's just having it once a day, I'd do 1 teaspoon.
Okay.
But I'd do half a teaspoon of glycine if she was going to have it.
Okay.
Multiple.
So I have found, and in the books, the 2 books that I read by the doctors, talking about EAA's essential amino acids, they talk about hair growth and nail growth. I've mentioned those books several times, but what were they now? They're Serene, you're reading them right now over and over.
Oh, Dr. Wolf and Dr. Minkoff.
Yes.
Right, Robert Wolf and
the
Minkoff.
name of the books are In Search of the Perfect Protein, that's Minkoff's, and then the...
Oh, Nate, do you know?
The Guide to Proteins something or other. That's Dr. Robert Wolf.
Yeah.
Anyway, it really talks about that. The other thing is kefir. I don't know if you're making kefir, but like Serene said, if you're having real problems with hair, you could go for the full fat, goat or cow milk. And especially if you're a young woman and you don't have a weight problem, I would do that.
Yeah.
If you're a little older post-menopause and you do have some, excess weight, maybe full fat's not good for you. But kefir itself, I do lean kefir and my hair's gone nuts.
Yeah. No, it's fantastic. I totally agree with that. And also remembering that there's certain harsh hair products too, like bleaching hair. And sometimes people, if they go to a place and get it done really nicely, and not too harshly, it won't make it fall out. But I just know of a friend who recently just home did her hair, with lights and everything.
Home did her hair?
She did it at home. She did it DIY.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I was just laughing because it just bubbled into my consciousness that I shared a non-scale victory, but it was definitely a scale victory.
That's
I
true.
gained 4 pounds.
That's so great.
I'm literally sitting here and it just goes,
hey, PAC.
dude.
I would give you a PAC award.
You deserve one for that.
I'm sorry.
That deserves a PAC.
I know it was way off topic.
We all need a PAC award.
We all let it slip.
Everyone let it slide.
Slip. Guess why? It worked. Guess why? Because the scale didn't go down, and that's usually the victory. So really, in our mama's eyes, it was a scale loss. Because he actually gained. People are like, I lost the game. I lost the victory with the scale because it went up.
But it was an
You deserve a PAC award for that explanation. Because
a scale victory for woman is it going down?
Yeah.
Okay, a scale losing, like a scale loss, like you lost the win.
Yeah, I get
it goes up. And so I tracked with Dan.
It was an SV.
Okay, so you don't have to go as weird as I, but I stopped washing my hair for like 5 years. and just wash with egg yolk.
I kind of do that,
But
not
guess
the
what?
eggs.
Now I just use our Trim Healthy Naturals or
But
Native.
you just dissed our Trim Healthy Naturals
I
shampoo.
said Trim Healthy Naturals or Native is what I use now, so you don't have to go extreme to that. But there's a
I
lot
know.
of silicone shampoos and things that coat your hair. Look, there's a whole big drama out there, like factories that manufacture dimethicone and the cones and the silicone. They all say all those greenwashing people sensationalizing dimethicone. It does not coat the hair and stop hydration or the skin or blah, 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 blah. But I did a recent study and looked into both sides really seriously. And dimethicone can dry out the hair and coat the hair and cause it to almost absorb all of the moisture inside of the hair shaft and not allow any moisture from the atmosphere to come in.
Which is why
So
you have
it's
to use
double dry.
conditioner.
Well, it soothes and smooths, so it gives it that instant, I'm
I have
moisturized.
silky
It's
hair,
silky,
yeah.
but it's a long-term issue. And same with skin. It can kind of just coat. But at first you're like, oh, I've got less wrinkles and it's filled in all the stuff. It's like coned in all of the like imperfections. But in long term, it can draw from the deeper dermal layers, like draw and just kind of like draw up and out the sebum and not allow moisture from the atmosphere.
So
in.
watch out for dimethicone in the ingredients.
Or cones, any kind of cones.
And Hannah's in New Zealand. She obviously cannot get our Trim Healthy shampoo, which obviously does not have
Yeah, I
any
wonder
of
if they've
that.
got Native in there. I mean, it's not like perfection.
You like Native?
It's not perfection, but if I'm out of my Trim Healthy,
Yeah, and you were saying for a while you were having trouble with our
I'm
Trim
having
Healthy.
trouble with Trim Healthy. And it's only because we've got to take the glycerin out. It's too high in glycerin.
There was a huge thread on our Facebook with people going back and forth about whether the Trim Healthy shampoo works for them or
Yeah.
not. So many people love it. Like, do not change it, because I said Serene wants to take the glycerin down. And others were like, no, they're experiencing what you have.
Yeah, I get weighted down after 1 or 2 washes in a row with our Trim Healthy. It weights my hair down, and it's the glycerin. It's fantastic for more curlier hair and hair that's a little drier, but I'm prone to oil.
But I think and mine has not been doing that. But I think if we take it down just a bit, I think it will still fill the two worlds. The people that are getting weighted won't experience that, but the people that still love it for all the things, I think it's still going to be fine. I don't think it's not going to stop doing what it does for them.
Right.
So aside from that, what other tips?
Sleep and anti-stress.
For Hannah?
The sleep, late nights and stress on the body. Like even if it's over exercise, under calorie, restricting calories and just not controlling the level of stress and negative thoughts and stuff. They really do affect hair.
They really do. And then we've got the basic things like collagen is just basic, right? If
Yeah,
you
it's
want to
just
take that as a supplement, I don't know if you are, Hannah, but if you are not and you can't get hold of collagen, just stock made from bones.
Hey, you need to talk about your beautiful daughter because her hair's looking fantastic. But you said she was like saying it's just naturally more
Autumn?
fine and thin, and she's got a beautiful head of hair.
Autumn?
Well, yes, she's done a lot of things to.
Oh, my daughter Autumn, when she was a teenager and she had psoriasis, so she went off a lot of animal foods and then her hormones tanked. Her hair fell out like drastically. And so then she was, on a quest to bring it back, and her hair is just growing like crazy now. But she brought back in full fat fermented goat milk kefir. She actually uses cow milk now because her gut healed so much she can tolerate cow milk. And yeah, she exercises, but she doesn't overdo, although she's more like you, Serene. She does definitely some intense exercise. But she is diligent about her protein.
Yeah.
She's a psycho protein nerd level beyond 3. And her hair is just thriving. Protein.
What does she use? Does she use the Trim Healthy shampoo?
She loves the Trim Healthy shampoo.
Really?
Yeah.
I might have to go back and kiss it.
It works great for her. She can't use anything else. But why are we talking about protein? If you haven't been a protein nerd, maybe you're still there at level 1 where you just ask yourself, Hannah, where's my protein?
Because you might think your hair's not muscles, but your hair's made out of protein and keratin and
Yeah, so you just like put 2 eggs on your plate and you think there's your protein, which is where we all started. But now we're asking people to come higher with us. It's like Serene said, hair makes, protein makes up the bricks and mortar of your body. So to make hair requires protein.
Yeah.
And if you're not perimenopausal or postmenopausal, if you're premenopausal, you're having a cycle every month. You are bleeding out a lot of protein. Blood is protein.
Yeah, and if
largely
you're not
protein.
having a cycle, your hormones are tanking. They're on the way if they haven't tanked already. And that's why, I'm not digging shorter hairstyles. A lot of people look great in them and they've got a full
Our mum
hair,
has a short hair.
a full a head of thick hair, and they just choose it. That's the style they want. It's great, more power to them. But oftentimes a lot of women in their postmenopausal years will get that short haircut for a reason, and it's because their hair is thinning and they're just like, okay, well, I just need to look like it's thickened up and just chop it off.
Yes.
But it's because they're in those menopausal years and their hair is just, it's responding to lack of hormones.
So in that case,
so bioidentical hormones
Yeah.
will change that.
Yeah, and I know that they are available in New Zealand because my cousin lives in New Zealand and is on bioidentical hormones.
Yeah.
She wears a patch, which is bioidentical,
Yeah.
and takes oral progesterone at night, bioidentical.
Yeah.
So it is available in New Zealand. You just have to seek and find. But have we covered everything for hair? I think we have. Be a protein nerd.
Yeah.
If you're going to take extra supplements, get your whey protein with your essential amino acids and collagen. If you don't want to buy collagen, make some stock.
And you can go really psycho and get on some of these awesome, I don't know how to say it. I've never known how Ayurvedic. Indian health. What is Ayurvedic? Ayurvedic.
I love the struggle.
Indian herbal medicine.
Yeah, Indian herbal medicine. I'm not talking
what kind
American
of a Porky
Indian.
Pig situation
I'm
was
talking
that?
Indian.
I rub a dick. I rub a
I've never known how to pronounce
Indian
it.
herbal.
Well, there's a lot of
Let me
beautiful
look it up.
herbs that they have used. Indian people, Indians have those beautiful long
you
black
take it
thick
out?
tresses, and they all from childhood up have just it's kind of like what the mother teaches the daughter and the daughter teaches the next generation, and they all soak their hair in certain herbs. And there are different websites. I get some from a henna souk website, SOOQ henna souk.
This is
I think.
dye?
And henna is a natural hair dye, but they have other things like cassia or amla powder, which is very high in vitamin C, and it's just very restorative to the scalp and helps with hair growth. And then there is hibiscus flower powder and fenugreek.
But
and
can
then
I
they have
say
different
something?
oils that are
Before
from herbs.
you go on
and
oils, though, I just have to say real life experience. Some women do experience good things from oils, but Autumn, my
I'm
daughter.
not talking about essential oils.
No, I know, but Autumn has
Yeah.
been doing these, was doing these, where you coat your hair in oil because it's so good for it, supposedly. But she said because the oil would be so heavy on her head and she'd pull it through and all of that, she had so much hair shedding. She doesn't do it anymore.
No, you don't put a lot of oil. You're not meant to
Oh.
put such heavy things. You just get a small amount and you massage the oil into your scalp, really massage. You don't have like a
Yeah.
wet dripping hair, and you just coat and massage down into your strands. It's more like like you're moisturizing your face.
I'm trying to see. I don't know. There's an ad coming on.
They
I'm
owe us
trying
money.
to say, how do you say Ayurvedic?
So professional.
Hold on.
Is this your playlist? Is this the kind of music that you love?
Ha-
You're looking at how to pronounce this word, as well as how to say more interesting words. How do you go about pronouncing it? There are different ways of saying it. As Ayurvedic. Ayurvedic. Sometimes it is said.
What has
as
happened to this podcast?
Ayurvedic.
Ayurvedic. Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
his
you said it
accent
right the
makes
first
me
time.
not know how to say it in English.
Ayurvedic.
Ayurvedic. Ayurvedic.
Hey, I do want to talk
Ayurvedic.
about
Ayurvedic. That's it. Ayurvedic.
Since we're on hair,
Ayurvedic.
people ask us all the time.
Say that 10 times.
What we use to color our hair, and now I do want to say
Ayurvedic.
I'm not pro coloring hair. I think each woman can make their own choice. Some women look so glorious with that white, grayish, shining hair,
and you
silver
go,
hair.
girl, and you rock it. You rock it for me, so I don't have to.
I personally,
Oh, you a dyer?
I've dyed my hair since 14 with henna,
Henna.
and my husband has seen a couple of grey strands.
he wants
in
her to go
between-
grey.
in between hennas, and he's like, "Would you just let that rock?" And I said, "When my whole hair is grey, we will have a discussion."
So you don't want
I've
salt
already
and pepper.
decided what that discussion's going to look like. I'm keeping this till I'm 120. My mum and her mum before that, all of the generation of women in our family have never let themselves go grey, and I have to pass that baton on.
well, I have grey coming in, and when I put, when I let it go for a little while and just kind of get my other color away, and I've just got a big grey strip, I look so washed out. It doesn't suit me, but it suits other
Oh,
women.
yes.
So you rock that. But
You
all
rock
I'm
it.
saying, people ask us what we use. I use Madison Reed. I do it at home. It's non-toxic. It's considered non-toxic because I go kind of dark. I put some red in there. I use 2 different colors together. I use Portofino red and something brown.
Pearl's healthy.
Cartina brown.
She's sitting here, Portofino red, Cartina brown. Now she's
I
sitting
mix
here.
them.
She's got no twitches. She's healthy. She gets her blood work taken. It reveals her to be a very healthy female specimen. So you go and rock with her if you don't want to do henna. Okay, but my purest self looked into, what was the company again?
Madison
Reed. Sorry, I'm not trying to down you guys. Madison Reed Company. And it didn't pass my sniff test because I was getting a bit sick of doing the mud and having it poop behind my ears. You know, you put the whole henna, it's like green mud, and you leave it there for about four hours, at least 4 hours.
How long does that
I
last?
do about 8.
But how long does it last?
Oh, it's kind of permanent in the fact that it's just a stain over your hair. And so my mom does the same one, and she looks like Ronald McDonald, right? She's brown, bright orange. But see, it does this to my hair. It does like a
But
almost
you
a
put
purple
some
half.
black in there.
I don't. No, I brought that indigo to do that, and I haven't done it yet.
Don't let her
That'll
listen.
be when I go
But
more
that's
gray.
indigo henna, right?
No, it's indigo. So at a certain point, if I'm getting more gray, and I'll end up looking Ronald McDonald too. So I'll have to mix with indigo to get the same
Nate
one.
believes that you were a little offensive to mum.
Somebody's
by calling
getting
her
cut out of
has
the
had
mill.
Ronald since she was a baby.
But
and she
mum
suits it.
listens to this potty.
She loves it. She
Yeah?
loves her bright.
She really
bright
identifies
flame
with
hair.
Ronald
But
McDonald.
I don't know if she want us to call her Ronald McDonald. Mum's a beautiful, beautiful
But
woman.
she knows that she's beautiful. But it is the color for everybody to
Ronald.
know.
It is Ronald
If
McDonald's
they haven't
color.
met our mother, they need to know the flame color. It is.
That's true.
Ronald.
Yeah. Okay, but anyway.
What's your brand that you use?
No, but I was getting a bit sick of doing, like, you know, the pooping behind the ears, and hubby comes home before it's washed out and, you know, gives a little kiss behind
goes-
the ear.
he goes
and
to
he's got,
nibble.
Like, henna
He goes
poop
to
all down his
tug on the
mouth.
lobe.
Yeah.
get some henna
So
poop
anyway,
in
he
your
gets
I
a
mouth.
little-
was thinking, I was looking into Pearl's approach. Like, why do I have to always make it so difficult? Maybe I can just move to Madison Reed. I looked it up, and it is true. It doesn't have the same harsh chemicals that are in normal hair dye, but they've just substituted with other chemicals that I looked up and they don't pass my sniff test.
I'll tell you what, I do freak out when I wash it out because you know all those chemicals, even though they're not chemicals,
Yeah.
go down your body, they go down your breast, they go down your stomach, and I just like, I'm thinking about being serene all the time. And so I put my head down and
Yeah.
I don't let them wash down my body.
Yeah.
I just get them down into the drain.
Yeah, see, this shows you how much your instinct
But
knows
I'm
that
not,
it's not healthy.
purist enough to do all your henna pooping.
I'm more of a purist than you, Pearl.
Yeah, because you're letting yourself go grey, but I like
Yeah,
it.
but men look good, great. When men do the, it's almost like having a towel. What's that taper?
If my
what
husband
are those
had-
things they put on? A toupee.
Toupee.
A toupee. When men do the middle-age crisis, brown,
Come over.
like dye,
Brown
Oh,
day.
yeah.
it looks like a toupee.
If my husband had hair, though,
doesn't work. with
I
them.
wouldn't
Looks like
mind
they're
him.
trying.
I wouldn't mind him doing just for men salt and pepper, like good old Dan's here. The little
Yeah.
both a little color, but a little gray.
Yeah.
You know, I can't stand.
But he doesn't have hair.
Most of the time, I
If
walk
he grew
around.
it out, would he have some?
No, it would be gone there and then just at the back.
Well, the
That's
real
cute.
me is
You could grow a long pony.
has a
at the back.
dry afro,
Yeah.
and it's I don't enjoy it when I see it in the mirror.
But what about Lisa, Mrs. Valdez?
No,
No, she
I
doesn't
don't.
enjoy
I don't
it
think
either.
so. I don't know that she said anything, but I just tell. Like when I dress up, I get my value goes up in my household.
Yeah.
I feel it from my kids. They're
When
like,
my husband
"Oh."
dresses up, his value goes up. I mean, it's just the woman
That's
in us.
No, it's real. I mean, yeah, like
It's true. I love it when my husband tucks his
I
shirt.
will always think my man is awesome, but when he wears the shirts that I like,
yeah,
and not the ones that he likes,
you respect him a little more.
I do respect him more.
Yeah, now it's like, what do you want for dinner?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you want to do tonight? Where do you want to go? You're talking to the kids great. You can talk to them how you want. You're my man.
Right.
I trust that you have wisdom for the kids
That's right.
because you dyed your hair.
No, you didn't dye your hair. Remember,
In
men
your
don't look
case.
good with dyed hair.
But you want him to tuck.
I love my husband tucking his shirts.
I hate tuck.
And you hate
Love
tuck.
it.
What do you think with this outfit? Should I tuck or not
No.
tuck?
Just
Untuck.
do what you're doing with white pants.
no.
There are no
No,
rules.
Pearl, there
Don't
is.
know what to say
It's
about
an
white pants.
elastic top to those pants. You don't tuck into elastic.
No,
Oh,
you don't.
that's good.
See?
Obviously, we have nothing more to say.
We're 44 minutes in, so you guys just toddle off and we'll continue to talk.
Shoo!
Because this is really good fun for me now.
Toddle off. Is that? I picture a toddler.
Are you gonna let Lisa go grey?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't even speak to it.
You wouldn't ever dare
thing
to
is-
say your opinion on whether she could go grey or not.
No, I just don't. I
Don't
don't.
have your special podcast voice. They turned it off.
I don't care.
That wasn't my special podcast voice.
She has
telling you.
glowing blonde hair. It's,
So it wouldn't be very different from grey.
I don't know that she's ever going to be different. She's 44 now and she has glowing blonde hair.
No, it will
Yeah.
change over menopause.
No.
So she'll go white.
No,
Yeah.
no. But she won't go silver. It'll go white,
Yeah.
which will look the same.
Oh, I
Yeah,
say
it will
bring the
look
white
this-
queen.
Yeah.
That's exotic.